Welcome back to Mac Talks of Football, and it's North London's day in the transfer market. Both Tottenham and Arsenal are being in the news as both of them are looking at new targets to bring into the club. We're going to start with Spurs because there's big news that Mohammed Kudus is getting close to joining Spurs. Spurs have really big interest in bringing Kudus to the club. I mean, and it seems like Kudus is really interested in joining Spurs as well, and it feels like the deal is getting closer and closer. It's sort of the personal terms have sort of been agreed with Kudus, and then Spurs are going to go ahead and have a talk with West Ham as well. I mean, it's an interesting one, to be very honest with you. Not only he's a West Ham player and he's going to leave them and join Spurs, so that's already sort of a big betrayal by a player. I don't really think that even if this deal does not go through, I don't think West Ham fans are really gonna forgive Kudus for doing this or even thinking about this. So I think that's quite an interesting bit of transfer news. I sort of understand why Spurs are bringing him in. I mean, last year was a shambolic one for Spurs, let's be very honest with you, and they have Thomas Frank is the new manager for Spurs, and the way that he plays football, and he would know that how much important, how much of a great player Kudus could be for Spurs if he comes in, plays on that right hand side, but I can come in and play as the false nine, can play as a center forward as well, but usually he prefers to play on that right hand side, and Spurs really need it. I mean, Kulusevski is a great player, but he was injured for majority of that season, and then you have Timo Werner, who was on loan and he was not a really a fan favorite as well. Brennan Johnson was an important player there, but again, as I said, he was injured. He was injured a lot as well. So they need somebody really who can come in and bring in excitement, bring in goals for Spurs. And I think Kudus is one of those players that can really do that. If this deal is gonna not gonna be easy for Spurs, if I'm being very honest with you. I know the player really wants the move, it has been, and that is sort of gonna help them a little bit, but I don't think West Ham are gonna let him go easily. And of course, as I said already, it is West Ham Spurs, the rivalry and all of that is gonna bring in, the tension is gonna be there. So it will be quite an interesting one. The news is still going on. We are going to find out when it as the news continues to materialize. But as of now, it seems like really Spurs are getting closer and closer to bring Kudus to the new London Stadium. Moving on from Spurs to Arsenal, and I mean, this is the one, since the transfer window has started, a lot of players have been linked with Arsenal, and I have been sort of occasion I have sort of agreed with most of the players, but this is the first player where I am like, nah, I really don't want him, and it is Noni Madueke. It seems like Arteta is a big fan of Madueke. They have already inquired about Madueke as well, and it seems like the personal terms are not going to be that much of a problem, but he is a bit hesitant, coming in and trying to compete with Saka on that right hand side. He doesn't want to play on that left hand side, and and he, as I said, he's hesitant to sort of compete with Saka, because let's be very honest, even he knows that he's not going to get ahead of Saka. And I'm really happy about it. I'll be very honest with you. As I say, of all the news and all the transfers that Arsenal have been, maybe whether it be Zubimendi, whether it's Norgard, Kepa, whoever it is, Mascara, I'm really happy with all of that. But Madueke is one of those players that I personally wouldn't like at Arsenal. I really don't think he's going to do, he's going to add anything to the squad. I don't think he's going to change. I think the players we already have are are much better than him, if I'm being very honest with you. And the player who's really afraid of competition, you don't really want a player who's afraid of competition. I mean, I want players, as for example, Mascara is coming and he think he can compete and he can get in place of Saliba, he can get in place of Gabriel. That's the mentality that I want at Arsenal. If a player already is scared of having a competition for his places, I really don't want, and he's openly saying I don't want to play at left wing, and the thing is, like, he's not even come into the club and he's already creating a problem. So it's better to not go for them. Of course, it's not going to come in cheap as well, so I would say I would be really happy if this deal does not go through. I am really not a fan of this, but a fan of the deal that I am is of this is as it was. I posted a video about it, and the details are really coming out about it. I mean, that David Ornstein has really dropped a massive bomb that he is it's not like it's with him or Rodrigo, it is Eze and Rodrigo. I mean, that's a big news for Arsenal fans. He's not replacement of Rodrigo. Arsenal want to sign Eze and they want to sign Rodrigo, along with Sheshko or Gyökeres, one of them. So if that is the deal, I mean that's a massive boost. You get all those three players, and it elevates the score to another level. Of course, I think we are going to sell one of Trossard and Martinelli, and if I'm being very honest, I would rather Trossard leave than Martinelli. But the news that Arsenal are looking to sign and looking to bring all these three players in, I mean that's a big news. And again, I don't really understand where this Madueke, where he fits in, if unless and until they are willing to sign 4 attacking players, which I think would be outrageous. If they sign all those 3 players and they bring in Madueke, I mean then okay, I would be very happy. You get an extra player in who can really help you out. But again, I'm not really impressed with Madueke. I really don't think he brings anything substantial to the team. I don't think he's gonna really help. I don't think he's gonna play ahead of Saka. Of course, Saka needs rest, and you need a player who can come in and who's a Premier League proven. But as I said, if the player is not really willing to compete for a place, I just don't understand the logic of trying to bring him to the club. And that is why I'm not a fan of this deal. As a deal seems to getting closer and closer. They have talked again with his representatives, and it feels like the deal, the personal terms are getting very closer, even more closer. And then the Arsenal are not really willing to pay that release clause. They think they can get him in less than that. The release clause is around 59 to 60 million, if I'm not wrong. And Arsenal are don't want to pay that 60 million amount. They want to get him around 50 million pounds. It is of course Arsenal's the thing that Arsenal would do, to not go ahead and pay the release clause and try to bargain for 5 to 10 pounds. But the way the things are going and the way the news is coming and the way that Arteta likes it, I think this deal is going to go through. I think they are going to pay the money, and they are going to get the job done. They want to get this deal over the line, and I would not be surprised if if this happens within a week or two, if I'm being very honest with you, because usually the news for Arsenal transfer doesn't really come out unless until they are very close. We have seen with all of the news that of all the transfer that have happened this summer as well, when it was very close, that's when the news came out. Apart from Sheshko and Gyökeres, I mean that have been the world's worst kept secret that Arsenal are behind after these 2 players. One of them is our priority, one of them is our choice. So like apart from that, all of the news that has come in and they have come out, and then Arsenal have sort of bid, or the news have come out after Arsenal have bid for a player. So I don't think this a deal is going to go away. I think it is going to get completed, and I'll be very happy about it. Madueke, I really don't want. I'll be very honest, I don't want him. If it is between Eze and Madueke, I mean for 100 out of 100 times I'm going to take Eze. So yeah, North London in the news. That is it for me. Let me know what you guys think of the news. Madueke to Arsenal, Eze to Arsenal, and Spurs fans, are you excited about Kudus coming to Spurs, or are you not really bothered about? Are you not really hot on it? Let me know in the comment section below. Like the video, share it as well. Click on the notification bell, and of course subscribe to the channel. I'm trying to get to 600 subscribers before the end of July, so please go ahead and subscribe and help the channel out. Until next time, bye bye.